All right, today's video, we are going to be working on the hydro turf of the Skiff. I'm also going to be tying up some loose ends on the boat, namely the little two-sided box I'm going to put over the rod tubes, and also putting on the lock for the gun box that finally came in. I'm still feeling like crap. This allergy season has really done a number on me this year. All right, so I really need to do this box before I do the hydro turf because I don't want to waste hydro turf, putting it somewhere where it's going to be covered up by metal. So, that being said, let's go ahead and knock this little thing out. All right, that wasn't too bad. Took a little bit longer than I thought to do them two little projects, but I got them installed and we're ready to move on to getting ready to put this hydro turf down, which, I mean, that's kind of basically what I've been doing anyways. But before I put the hydro turf down, you know, these are signs, and even if they weren't signs, if they were fresh metal, I'd do the same thing. But these signs are a little dingy and they've been out in the weather, so what I want to do is go over everything with this mouth sander. I think this is 220. Just to kind of knock any kind of loose dirt, or if there's oil or something on it, knock it off. And then I'm going to go wipe everything down with acetone before I lay the hydro turf down. That way I know I'll get a good adhesion. So, all right, let's go ahead and do this. So we got it sanded down. We have it wiped down with acetone. So we are ready to go ahead and lay this hydro turf. I still haven't made up my mind how I'm going to go about doing it. I really don't feel like making a template, but that's probably the smartest way to go about it, especially for this front part. The rest of it's squares and rectangles. I mean, that's pretty easy to do, but when you get around to this front part where you got this triangle up front, and you don't want it to look like crap. If it's a little too big, you can kind of fudge it and make it work. But if it's a little too short, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot. So I'm probably going to work on the back part first and then work my way up and do this front deck last. Actually, you see, I actually got name brand HydroTurf this time. And if you've ever bought name brand HydroTurf, you know that I just spent $1 million. I couldn't find the color that I wanted. I actually got some of that cheapo stuff from Amazon. It was like a camo pattern. It was like a khaki, black, and like a forest green. And in the picture, I thought, wow, that'll look good. It'll really match this boat paint job. And when I got it, the khaki was almost peach colored, and it looked hideous. And they had that peach, I guess khaki, the peach pink color was like 60% of the camo, and there's no way I would have put that on this boat. So I sent it back. Looked around, and finally I ended up just getting this. It's just green. Nothing fancy about it. It's green. It's got the ribs in it. So we're going with that. The good thing about it is it comes in big sheets. I want to say it's almost 4x8. It's a little shy of 4x8. But, and then again, it sucks. I want to say this stuff was $140 something a sheet. Yeah, it was like 300 bucks because I had to have 2 sheets, which I'm gonna have a whole lot left. But every time I do a boat and I have extra left, I'm like, yeah, I can use this on something else. But every time I have something else, I use a different color. So I'm gonna have a lot of this left over, but I should have plenty to do this boat. I guess let's get started. I got this stuff laid out. You can't see it. Laid out in my driveway, and we're gonna cut it and lay it in the boat. All right, with this stuff, this backing right here, it's very waxy. So if you try to use a Sharpie, let me show you guys. Try to use a Sharpie, see if it'll show up on camera. I mean, it almost like beads up. So the best thing that I found to use is just like a colored pencil. It'll leave you a pretty good mark on there, and it won't come off as good as the Sharpie will. It's been a long day. All right, we got the hydro turf done, and it turned out pretty daggum good. I'm really glad I went with this color. It's almost the identical color as the green spray paint, the forest camo green, whatever it was called, that I did on the camo. I mean, it's right there with it. Didn't really have any major snags in it. I didn't do a template. I kind of used the template that I used when cutting out the front part of the deck, that triangle. I used it to get the very front part of the hydro turf, and the rest of it I just kind of laid up there and cut it out. To be honest with you, I mean, this isn't a very big boat, but if you noticed in this video, I just laid the hydro turf and cut around the braces on the sides, and honestly, it worked out just as good, if not better, than doing a template. Now, I will say, I did, on my last 2 builds, I made a template for the floor. So I already had a template that would match the hydro turf, so that's why I did it on the last 2. And I felt kind of lazy on this one, and I did it like that, but it ended up working out pretty good. All right, I'm glad that this part is done. Up next is the electrical, which, weird, I've already done it. I did the electrical earlier today because it was raining and I couldn't do the hydro turf. So I've already filmed all the stuff for the electrical stuff. So that'll be on the next video. I'm finally getting ahead on this boat, and I'm really glad for that. This boat is really starting to come together, and it's looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. All right, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.